everybody. Thanks for watching. Today we're out here at Beechmont Motorsports checking out Tom's vintage collection.
Hey, this is Tom Bellamy from Beechmont Motorsports, doing a little vintage knowledge about the motorcycle industry.
Yeah, he's got tons of bikes that we've just been going over for probably an hour and a half. So hope you guys enjoy the video.
And
Thanks for watching.
And more to come too.
Yep,
definitely.
Yep.
Okay, so what's the story with all these
Mini bikes. It seems like the Honda Mini Trail has really come a long way. It was Honda's first little play bike. Both of these are 1971 Honda Mini Trails, reconditioned back to the stock position, and just a great little bike. Now they call them monkey bikes.
Did you restore them?
No, we did some of the work here, but most of them I had other people do it. And we've done a lot of them around here. I've got a lot of Honda mini bikes.
How many you got?
Total bikes are probably about 250 total Yamaha and Hondas, all from the 70s, mostly from the mid 70s. The Honda Mini Trails. I got some Honda Elsinores, and just a lot of play bikes. A lot of fun bikes. That's where it all started with Honda.
Where do you get them
Mini
from?
Trail.
How do you find them?
Well, Mid-Ohio is a big place that we go to every year. I've been there for 30 years. That's up in the Mid-Ohio at the sports car course, and down at who am I thinking of? Barber down south.
Okay.
They have in October they have a big. So that and the internet. The internet makes anything pretty easy to find. My father-in-law lives in Chicago, so that's a good point. I can get bikes dropped there, and he's got into the collection also with me.
Where's your race bike? How long has it been since you raced? The vintage.
Barber, probably 4 years. Yeah. I was racing watercraft for a while, and then when I turned 40, my friend Donnie Lewis got me into vintage. So I've got some 74 YZs. So I won the 40 plus class.
Show them, Jared.
Yeah, I won the 40 plus class when I was 40, and then I went back and won the 50 plus class when I was 50. And then a few years ago when I was 60, I was very busy, but this is a really cool bike to have. It's a YZ 250 1974. Actually, I've got them all the way from the 80, the 125, the 250, and the 360. So I have a full set of the YZs. That was the first year for the Yamaha YZ. And then I got some of the post-vintage. So post-vintage you can run up to 1984, no water cooling, and a lot better suspension. Here you've only got 7 inches in the front and 4 inches in the back. This you got about 8 front and rear.
What year were these?
1974. So it was the first year for the Yamaha YZ. Yeah, it's kind of cool that it's got a strap on the tank that really actually holds the tank on the machine. Yeah, Gary Jones, he was the first guy to ride one of these, and when they made the prototype, they didn't know how to hold the tank on, so his wife got an old belt, and they put a belt on the tank, and that's where that originally came from.
So when you raced this series, how many races were there?
There's about 13. So, and I went to most of them. 40 plus was a little easier, but actually I beat Brad Lackey.
I was just going to say, I thought Brad Lackey raced that too.
Yeah, he raced that same time, and he won the year before, and then I won that next year. So I had to go to California to race the last 2 races to get the championship. So yeah, it was fun. I got some very hard tracks. It's not like our tracks.
Yeah.
Hard is like rock hard out there. Which is good. But yeah, no, it's been my whole life. I've been here, for 45 years.
So, not in this shop?
Not in this shop. Everybody about 23 in here. And I had 2 other smaller shops, and then finally we built this store. And
so I did a little internet work. I think you are the longest owner of a shop in this area.
Oh yeah, probably around here, even more than Ohio. Yeah, especially with my vintage collection. It's kind of a way of life, how people ride motorcycles because it's fun, and that's been my whole life. I enjoy it, and it's a fun hobby, and it's my job.
So you helped out a lot of local racers too. Scott Plesson here, you
Oh yeah,
you started
I
you sponsored him for a while.
Yep. Yeah, Scott, and his son obviously is very active now. And no, we were good friends. It was fun.
And then Chris Douglas rode GTCs.
Oh yeah, very fast.
Yeah.
And I just sold his dad a bike. You get it in your blood. And you guys have it. You get it in your blood, and it'll never leave. You know?
And then Jarrett and Ben raced for you for 2 years in GTC, so that was good.
Yep.
Jarrett won that Ohio series when he was racing for you. So.
Right.
Yep. So, yeah, let's work our way on around.
So these are old classic bikes. This one right here, okay, only had it 1 year, 1986, and it was really a special edition, all chrome. Most of the dealers only got one of those, and there was about 1,000 dealers, so there's not a lot of those bikes. That bike in today's market, you can't buy one for under $10,000.
Really?
Yeah, so that's probably one of the coolest 50s. And actually, I do have two of those, but yeah, that's a Chrome 50. They call it Christmas Special. So if you see one of those, grab it.
What's the one next to it?
And then that's just got somebody made that out of
Okay.
Chrome. They wanted to get that, and I got that out of Indiana actually. But yeah, that's a cool bike. But that was probably before this bike came out. And it's funny because the mini trail, now they call it the monkey bike. Now they're bringing new bikes out like the monkey bike, and the monkey bike came from Honda back in 1963. They made this little motorcycle and they took it to a circus, and they had a little rounding round and people come out. And Mr. Honda went to the circus and said, these people look like monkeys on these bikes. So that's the original name
Really?
of the monkey bike.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that was a neat thing. I just read that a couple years ago actually. But that's where the monkey bike. And like I said, they're bringing that new monkey bike out in a 125.
What's the rarest thing you got here?
Probably that monkey bike. Probably that little Chrome Bitty is the coolest, you know what I mean? But rare, this down here. So over in Japan and over in Europe, they get a lot different bikes than we get. And actually I've got two of these, but this is a little Honda 50, a little Z50. This is one of the first years. This is a 1967, but only made in Japan. Never brought that bike over to the United States.
How did you get that?
That came out of Canada. I found a guy down in Atlanta. He had two of them, and he was a little down on his luck, and I bought both of them. So I got a pretty good deal on that one.
So is that Honda up there? Is that another Chrome?
Yep.
Same as this one?
Yep.
So you got two of them?
Yeah, I had three.
Oh yeah.
I had a good customer that wanted one, and he talked me out of it. And he was a good customer, and I had three. I'm thinking, do I need three? Yeah. Now that was 20 years ago. Now I see, they're worth, $10,000 piece of piece. And then when we built the store, we put these bikes up top here. And the first one is 750 inline 4-cylinder. And this is when I first started. I was just doing really 1974. I thought I wanted to get every Yamaha and Honda in 1974. So both of those are 74. The inline 4-cylinder, and it just moves down the line. These are some pedal bikes. Most of them were not made for the United States. I think there's a second one and maybe this one. But the people bike here, the middle one, and the one in the end, those are all from Europe. They never had in the United States. But I mean, over in Europe, this is a way of life. They don't ride them like we do for fun.
Yeah.
They use it to get back and forth to work. Honda, in the early 80s, they brought this was the original kick and go from Honda. And what you did, the kids, you just push it back and it gets the back wheel going.
Huh.
Okay? Kind of neat. So they had a kick and go junior, and then they had a senior. They only sold them for like 2 or 3 years, and then they outlawed them because the kids were going too fast on the darn thing. So they weren't allowed to sell them. So I've seen over the years, I got probably about 20 of these. 3 different colors, and just a kind of a cool piece. And there's this one up here at the end. That's a Daytona, 1979 Daytona. I have to go way over here. Yeah, there you go. That's a Daytona Special. Only made 1 year. It's a 2-stroke, twin cylinder. Very hard to come by. And then it's got its little brother right next to it. That's a 74. It's an RD350, which was very fast because it's two cycles and 2-stroke, which they don't make anymore for the street. Really a lot of fun. And then down here is the RZ350. They brought it back in 1984. Had 2 models, that one and the red Kenny Roberts, and those are really desirable bikes to have. Everybody wants those. But I saw one sell for $15,000 last week.
You sold one?
No, I didn't. Somebody.
Oh.
I haven't sold anybody. Look, I traded my Evel Knievel and I got a new machine. I had one, but it was tore up a little bit and this and that. And my friend actually had it. He did some swapping, so.
So there's a little Yamaha in the window.
Yeah, that's a YSR. In the mid '90s, Yamaha brought the YSRs out, and it's a single cylinder, and they brought it out just like a race bike for the adults, just to have fun on.
So that was the Grom in the 90s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a Grom in the '90s. Yep. And we got 5 Groms coming in tomorrow, and they'll be gone in 2 or 3 days. I don't know if you'll ever get that sun, but this is a Seiko 550.
This first one?
Yep, that's a 1983 Seiko 550. One of the first inline 4-cylinders with Yamaha, and just it was a great bike, especially when the thing was only $32.95.
What year is it?
83. Yeah, really popular bike in its time. More kick and goes.
Oh, he's got some more over there.
Huh?
He's got some more over there. What about this thing?
So is it? This is nuts. This is a
No, this is, yeah. I collect some of these old scooters. I've been taking them up to the house, but I just haven't taken that up there. That's just an old scooter. Yeah, the kick and goes. Now that would be too big.
So is that a trials bike or just a play bike in the window?
Oh, that's a Charles bike. And they've made a lot of those, and I've got there's a 175 right here in the end, okay, which I've got way too many of those. There's a 175, there's a 175, which they had for about 10 years, and they have a 250, okay, over here, that's a 250, and then only 1 year, I think, they made the 350, which really didn't go over. Here's your 250 trials, you can get that in. And they only made that 1 year, and that's a pretty popular bike, too.
Oh, so that's the only year they made that one?
I think it is, yeah.
So there's more kick and goes there.
More kid goes now. I've got about 15 at home too. and I just go. Some of these swap meets that go around, and some like 100, 150 bucks, which but I get most of mine for 50 to 75 bucks.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have, they want to get rid of it.
So you got all this stuff laid out here. How often do you move it around, or how did you organize it when you first put it up?
I just start doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got the top going, and then I try to push it around. Try to keep the categories, with the same bike, and it's nice because people come in and just to look at the bikes, look at the old Vinny's bike, especially the older guys. I hate to say the older guys, but us older guys.
Yeah, the
that we
collection's
roll
worth
around
seeing.
here. I just got some here. Come on over. Another very popular bike for collecting is the Honda XR 75. Only made it 3 years. This is the first year, so 73 here. The tank was a little bit wider. Then 74, 75, they put a little smaller tank on it. Very collectible bikes, and you see this for $8,000 and $10,000 all the time.
Wow.
And then it had a little brother. It's called a QA50, which was made for 5 years, 70 through 75. And it was kind of neat. It's kind of a small bike. It's only 2-speed. Kind of weird, Most bikes are 3 speeds or 5 speed. That was only a 2-speed. So.
Are these bikes that you raced or not?
No. These are both, I would say, show bikes. Here's a. So, if you would look, if you can get behind this, that is a Honda. that they made. The only way to buy this bike, okay, the handlebar. This comes up, handlebars fold out. It's called a Moto Compo. So the only way to get that bike is to buy a Honda City car over in Japan, and that was in the back of it. Okay, that's the only way to find that bike and buy that. So they only did that for 2 years. I think it was 82, 83. So last year in 2024, Honda makes this Moto Compo, but it's electric. Okay, these handlebars fold down. Here's your handle. These fold in, gets down. It's a little briefcase so you can carry it around.
This thing's a single cylinder. It's gas.
Little 50cc
powered.
two-stroke. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it runs pretty darn good. I had 2 of them. I sold one to another collector, one of my friends over in West Virginia. But
That's what I was going to ask you. You said these are like 8 to 10 grand. Do you sell them ever? Or do you think about selling them?
No.
No, you're not going to sell them.
Yeah, I haven't yet. You know,
Yeah.
maybe one of these days I probably will. But yeah, I bought a good friend of mine has. I got a collection of these with about 10 of them, maybe 12 of them.
Oh wow.
That I got all the parts. I just got to put them together. So that's going to be something I got to do one of these days. Yeah, yeah. It's a really popular bike to have.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Isn't that neat?
It's funny they broke that
Isn't that
down.
funny?
You
Yeah.
have the old end and the
Right, and what was weird about, because I called Honda 6 months before they come out, because I knew they were coming out, and Honda gave the franchise to the car dealers, because they thought they could sell them easier. But it's a two-wheeler, you know? Excuse me. This was one of the first motocrossers. We saw the Yamaha over there, the YZ 250, the 74, which is one right here. But this was a Honda's. They brought this out to compete with the Yamaha. This was a 73 CR 250. Very hard to come by in its day, and just gave the Yamaha a little bit of a run. I don't know if it was faster than the Yamaha, but it was good competition.
Why did you pick the Yamaha over the Honda then to race?
Because I was a Yamaha dealer. See, I wasn't a Honda dealer, until about 25 years ago. I've been a Yamaha dealer for 45, so. And I've always been blue, Yamahas.
Yeah.
Growing up with Yamaha, and I've always liked the Yamaha, and that's why I got vintage, because I feel comfortable in the Yamaha. But that's a real cool bike. They made that in a 125cc, and this happens to be the 250. So that's one thing I need to find for 125. And then this guy, this came out of California. That's probably every cool thing you could put on one, with the aluminum swing arm, the big pipe. Just a really cool collectible bike.
Are these from around the same year? This one?
Yeah,
I think they're both
74.
74.
Both 74.
Oh,
yeah.
wow, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what are these things worth?
At least 10,000. Yeah, maybe a little more, according to who's buying it. Yeah, that was probably a little bit more than 10. If the market keeps going up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The used stuff has been very strong. When the YZ came out in 1974, most of the dirt bikes, they called them MXs at the time, they were about $895. So when they bought the Yamaha YZ out, it came out at $1,695, $1,000 more. So this is more of a play bike, race bike, but this was really big, and they sold everyone YZ they did, so they kind of knew what they were doing. Yeah, that's an old stock. I found it out of Chicago. A guy had it and he never rode it. Looped it out. Rear fender's got a mark at it, and you can see how clean it is.
That fork brace was
That
factory?
was not stock. No,
Oh, it's not?
no. And we never put those on our bikes just because we were riding in the mud.
Yeah.
And the mud would clog that up.
Right.
So if you ever saw one of those on a race bike, the guy was a B rider, we'll say. He wasn't an A rider. So. And I got some more older bikes. And a lot of my bikes, people come in and trade them in. Here, look what I got, and this and that. So. And I probably got about 20 bikes from the original owners. That's what this one is, from the original owner. It was just kind of cool. I got one in my office. It was it's a '69 Honda 50, and the guy bought it brand new.
Oh wow.
When he was 25 years old, and now he's 80 something. And when he was, and that's how people are with motorcycles, and you guys know it. It's a personal thing, motorcycle. And he hated to see that thing go, and I gave him pretty good money for it, but it was a little tear in his eye, because he's had it, for 53 years or whatever.
I still have that 72 Indian.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's a neat bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. So.
Yeah, we'll have a video coming out about that.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
So that young one over there by the parts counter?
Yeah, that was a replica bike that I got. Bob Hanna was a famous motocrosser, and that was in 1977, and that was the first year that it wasn't stock water cooled, but there's a radiator on the top like
Oh
new
yeah,
bikes
go over
have.
there and look at it. That's cool.
And
I was looking at that the other day.
yeah, that is a very cool machine.
I was going to ask you, that's factory head on it?
No, it's called Samoya head. And actually, I got a picture of me riding one of these, not painted like this, but with that water cooled head in it. Yeah, you can pull some of the gas cans down if you want.
Yeah, look at the head on it and the way this water line goes up. It's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
and that didn't have a water pump. It was just the hot water rises, and that's how it flowed at the first.
Wow.
Yeah. I was racing it at Grand Am at our local race, and I'm in the back section doing pretty good. And all of a sudden, I thought a bee got in my pants, my leathers. What happened? I sprung a leak, okay, and that hot water came out, and I'm like, what the heck? So yeah, that's really a cool bike.
Nice.
Yeah, I meant to ask you about that.
Yeah, that kind of started that. It was the first year for the monoshock. You can see the shock is up underneath the tank, okay, which Yamaha was the first manufacturer to do that.
Wow.
That was 77?
77.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And actually 76, they had a 76 was still, this 77 was the first year for the tank. 76 was still 2 shocks. So they've come a long way on that. And here we'll just, there might be a couple things in the office we can look at. I got another trials bike, it's kind of cool. That's another 175 trials bike. Those are very popular. And today they still have the vintage trials and still do a lot of fun. Here's something kind of cool. This was one of Honda's first generators. Okay. Okay. And look, it's got two little plugs on the back. Okay. But that's one of Honda first generators, and I don't know a year, but I would say that's early 60s.
Yeah, that's cool.
Wow.
And then yeah.
What's that over there, water pump or something?
Yeah. Now it's a generator also, but just something a little different. I found that at swap meet. That's not a Honda or Yamaha. It's just cool. You know what I mean?
I just saw the little gear shifter.
And a friend of mine, I was just at his house. He had one exactly like this. It's kind of funny. It's a nice little collector piece. And then there's one more Honda there. That's a little bit newer of a generator. That got more.
That was a little bit bigger.
So Bill Woosty owns old cars dealers. He sent me this for Christmas. This is he must have got it as a dealer, and said, "Hey, you'd enjoy it because I know you got your collection and everything." He's the one I bought it from, so
cool.
that's kind of neat.
That's almost as cool as having the real one.
Yeah, kidding. And then not too much. This is a cool bike too, and they brought this back.
Yeah, I just saw a brand new one
Brand
sitting
new,
out there. Yeah.
exactly right. So never came in the United States. This one came to Canada, but you can see the handlebars on this is like a regular motorcycle. Mostly 70s had the handlebars that fold down.
Split, yeah.
Yeah. So it was kind of, and it was called the DAC. So same thing with the electric bike. So they brought that back for 2025.
So why just go to
125?
Why just go to Canada and not here?
I know. It's just weird. A lot of bikes went to Canada, and we had some Yamaha bikes that went to Canada and they wouldn't bring them over.
We just got screwed.
This got screwed, right? Yeah. Well, it's just like if you go. These are my trophies that I got when I won the championship.
Yeah, there. What one's this?
That was probably 8 years ago or so.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's after I won the championship. I had to carry the number 1 plate. That was nice. And then here's behind you here. This is all in 1972. Okay, that was all the bikes that Yamaha made. Which probably one of the cooler bikes is that LT 100, the M right there, which is very collectible. I found one about 15 years ago down at Barber and restored it. I got it at home, but that was really my first race bike after getting off an SL70. That was right. And that was a really very cool bike.
What's this?
That's a little Honda miniature like that first one that was there.
Oh, okay.
That's the second one that I bought. Here's one of my old chops here.
So is this a shop back here?
Yeah. That
Where's
was
it?
my
You got a
love.
picture of the first shop?
No, unfortunately, I don't. I did have one at one time, but God, I wish I did. I might be able to get to that. I might have one at right.
Yeah.
The two first ones. That's a little. That's a QA50, like we saw 3 of them up there. That's the other 2 years I have. And most of these other ones are all what they called CT70s. They made them probably about 10 or 12 years. But it was a really neat bike. Most of them didn't have a clutch, so you can ride it. Just shift it and go. So yeah, really good. And then.
So they have a foot brake and a handbrake?
Yep.
On
Foot
the
brake
rear?
and foot brake and handbrake. Yeah, kind of like a 4-wheeler. It's head, and it gives you a little better braking. So if you're holding your drink or something, you can use your foot.
So that red Honda there, what's that?
Oh, 1979 CR250. Donnie Lewis built that. But yeah, from the ground up, all stock parts, stock tires, stock everything.
Huh.
Yeah, that's a really good collector. And I said on the ends, I got a 2006 and then 2016. That's the Yamaha limited edition YZs. Never been started.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So Donnie Lewis, you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. He had a CBX
Oh yeah.
and YSR. They painted like a Honda.
Yeah.
And he hauled it to Daytona Bike Week from here,
Right.
on a trailer behind that motorcycle.
Yeah.
When was
Yeah.
that? When was that?
That was probably he used to go down there every year for like a month because he's a fireman, so he got off. And he did it for like 15 years. So yeah, he would take his motocross bike, put it on his trailer, pull it behind his CBX, and go to the motocross race. Get off, have everything there, and race motocross, and then drive home with a street bike. So yeah.
Does he still have either one of that CBX or the YSR?
No, the YSR is still in town. We know where it's at.
Oh, really?
We ended up putting a 2-stroke 125 motor in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He took it to Daytona after that.
Oh,
Yeah. I
And
remember
I had to pick him up coming across the 275 bridge. He come down off the hill and just wound that tight and blew the motor halfway up the bridge. And hey, come pick me up. So yeah, I picked him up. So yeah, another friend's got that.
So you put a YZ 125 air cooled?
Honda.
Oh, Honda. Air cooled, or what engine was it?
It had it was an air. Yeah, I guess it was air cooled. Yeah, it got to be an air cooled, so because it wouldn't have a radiator. So yeah, no, that was a neat bike.
Yeah.
And here, I'm sure you got it, but those are all the monkey bikes that they made. Not a lot of those did come to the United States, but these are all the ones that Honda had and all the years they have.
Doesn't look like they changed very much.
Yeah, no, isn't that funny?
All right, so what do we got here?
So this is actually a 2002 Honda 125 frame that the guy put a CR500 motor in it, which he only made that CR500. It's a 2-stroke. They only made this thing 3 or 4 years. Yeah, very impressive. It's got the new upside down forks on it. The Unity,
So who made it?
monoshock. This was made by. I'm trying to think. Donnie would kill me if I didn't know. There's a place out of Indiana it was a dealer actually, and there was a kid in the back working doing this.
Is it Service Honda?
Service Honda, thank you very much. Yeah, that's what it was, Service Honda, which they're really out of business now, but the guy's starting to make some other stuff, but that's what that is, yeah. Very popular bike. The guy that built it, he found out I had it. Somebody came to a Christmas party or something. Yeah, so he calls me, so he said, don't sell it for, the guy offered me 22 grand for it. I said I'd sell for that, but he says it's worth about 15,000. So it's very clean. We cleaned it up a little bit, put some cool bars on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, hard to come by a bike like this. They only made 20 of these bikes.
Oh wow.
Now, with the 125 frame. So.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So this 250 is this?
And that 250, I have to have.
All right, Tom's going to get the parts guy. We just found I think the only Harley he's got in the store. It's a 2003 883.
It looks cool.
Oh, it looks really cool.
Yeah, that's a kind of limited edition. A real good friend of mine, Mark Clark, has passed away. That was was his bike. He had 3 bikes actually. I bought 3 of them from his wife, and I still have that. I got the price a little high, but just a cool bike, you know.
Yeah.
Surprised we haven't sold it.
All right, Steve, back.
Okay, Steve's back. He'll tell you about the 250. So you want to tell about the 250?
03. It's a 2003 CR250R with just about every aftermarket part you could get for the thing.
Yeah, it looks tricked out.
It's got the Hinson full clutch, motor test and RA reed valve. It's got everything you do to it.
Hubs are
Talon hubs or something, yes.
And they're the heavy duty spokes.
He's spared no expense.
they ride it?
One time. One
Oh
ride.
wow.
One farm ride, really not even on the track, in a field.
You have the same bike, right?
Yeah, he kind of built this after mine. He did a damn good job. I think it's better than mine.
Do you ride yours?
Very little anymore.
That thing's sweet.
He's racing his kids. That's what he's doing.
So spin that camera in here on Steve. How long have you worked for Tom?
10 years.
10?
10 years. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah,
Sure enough.
Got to film that.
Well,
Here's the bread. Okay.
it's appropriate.
So
Yes, you know what
so
the-
back 30 years ago, you guys were just running together.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You've known
Long-
him for
longer than that.
for
Too long.
yeah, a long time.
Yeah.
Hey,
Since probably early 80s,
Yeah.
maybe 79, 80ish in there that time.
Well, I remember when I was. How old was I when I got that YZ80? Like 10 or something?
It's that.
Yeah, you guys
No,
were.
your dad probably 8.
yeah,
Get him on a bike.
You rode with us. You came over and rode with us.
it
a
was
few
a
times.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
an 1985 YZ80.
And how old were you then?
I don't know, probably
I
10.
remember you riding that ATK out of
Yeah,
Greg.
an
Oh,
ATK.
yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Air cooled.
Yeah,
I mean, it looked like the cylinder was this
it
big.
looked like it was a 600 or
Was it
something.
250
It was a
then?
250. Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm gonna go get my work done. Give me a couple minutes. I'll be right back.
Well, I think I'm gonna have to bring the Scout down here and trade this thing. You don't even have to shift this thing. Check this out.
It's automatic.
Don't have to worry about stalling it.
I think this
I think it's
XR.
kind of cool though.
I think this XR 650 is cool.
Yeah, that's a 1979.
No, it's not. That's a 24.
Can you believe this is a 24?
I can believe it. It's sweet.
That's some retro styling.
You gotta watch it. But yeah, this was some of my bike. Like it's 79.
This one?
Winchester, yeah, and this is a little bit newer, 82. And I've got all these bikes I've been riding. There's 82, 83. It's me and Howie there. This was 74 actually, right here. This 74 YZ. That was up at Grand Am. It was our local track, the motocross dealer I was working for.
What's the story with these guys?
Yeah, this is the Yamaha, or it's a Honda Cub. Only made, I think, 2 years, two different colors. But it was a 90cc two-stroke, so the things flew, and they're hard to come by. I just happen to have 2 of them. I don't know how. And here's behind that. This is Grand Am. This is my home track. But this is the first corner, yeah. And then here, and I got a picture of me and my friend's mom took it, but that's me coming out. That was 1975, actually.
Oh, that's cool.
Hey everybody! All right, we're here for part 2, where the real magic happens in Tom's basement. He's got, I don't even know how many bikes in here, but it's about packed.
130 or so.
130
Yeah.
in the room. It's pretty crazy, but yeah. Thanks for watching. We're gonna go around check out what he's got here in the house. So, all right,
Right.
lead the way, Tom.
Yeah, here's some of the. Every year you're a Yamaha dealer, you got a doll for Christmas, and everyone's different. Actually, I've got every one that they sent me. So I've got probably 35 of them.
Do they still do that?
No, they stopped about 3 years ago.
Huh.
Right before COVID, I think they stopped.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. No, it's a lot of mini bikes still.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff from when I grew up, like in the 70s, mid 70s and 80s. So that was kind of where I started, and then it just ballooned into different things.
What is this here? This
Oh,
looks
yeah.
pretty crazy. You got
It's a
the
yeah.
motor in the wheel.
The motor in the wheel. Really early Honda. I believe it's called a PC 50. But yeah, the motor's back in the wheel. Came in a couple different colors, but super clean. You know, the plastic levers all stock. Just a nice little collector bike.
Nice. You got another X? Is it the XR here?
Yeah,
Another
XRs,
one?
yeah. Yeah, I've got a few of those, and I've got parts. Every time I used to get a bike, 15 or 20, I took parts, so I got a parts room back here where I got all my parts. So one of these days, when I retire, I can start working on it.
Finally have some time
Yeah.
to put the parts to good use.
Right. Here's a neat little one. I was at Sturgis, I don't know what year it was, but Rusty Wallace was there, and he signed this car right here. I think that was 97 or 98, and then I just started collecting them for 15 years. That's one for each year, so
Nice.
that's kind of got me at it. We had a little parts department here.
Yeah. Is this the XR gas?
No, that's the YZ.
no,
YZ.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a real nice piece there.
Nice.
Let's see. One of my first early bikes, 79 YZ 125, working on, trying to rebuild it. We go to Sturgis every year, and here's the calendar. This was a few years ago, but this is the flyer that they give people so you can come to it. And actually, hey, there's Tom Bellamy right there. So I asked Mr. Sturgis if I get in free or something. But no,
No.
not that lovely. But yeah, we just got more SLs, some more ST90 speed collectors, and I probably on my bikes I've got at least over 100 titles for titleable bikes.
Yeah.
In my
Oh wow.
collection. Yeah. More bikes back there. Quick stage. There's one of the old CR 125s. I got a couple of them, but those are.
So you got all these here. What made you decide which ones to take to the shop and kind of display and what to keep here?
Yeah, I took probably the nicer ones. So this is a little bit more of an overflow, that I still got. But there's some nice ones here. We're coming around the corner. I'll show you. This was really my first motocross race was on a bike like this, which is an SL70 1972, and it's funny because. My friend gave me this for Christmas, but it's the son and the dad, and that's how I kind of grew up. Yeah. And then it says sons and motorcycles.
Yeah, it's the same
Kinda
way we
neat.
are too.
Yeah. It just gets in your blood.
Yeah, motorcycle always seems like a family thing. It's always
Absolutely,
passed
yeah.
down.
Everybody can ride. Got some of the CTs, 100, the 125s, 175, 250. Here's kind of a cool thing. But another thing I collect is lunch boxes. And 02, I was out at Sturgis, and I got Evel Knievel to sign it to my son Carson, and that was in 2002. And I got a picture of him signing this.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Wow, that's
It was
crazy.
funny because when he did that, he said, "Boy, you're going to have this on eBay one of these days." I said, "No, I'm not going to." But my son,
Bob Hanna right there.
signed that. Yeah.
Bob Hurricane Hannah. Dang, that's cool.
In the early 70s, Swin, which I was never privileged to have one of these, but Swin there was 4 models: Cotton Picker, Pea Picker, Gray Ghost, and an Apple Crate. I've got 3 of them. I got to get the 4th one, but pretty high.
Oh, that's cool.
Pretty high collectible.
Yeah, that's cool.
And they're hard to find too.
Hey, what's the story with this little Honda back here?
Oh, they have a little 50cc race down in Georgia, and my mechanic at the time, that was the bike to have because it was a 2-stroke 50 and it flew.
Wow.
It good 65 miles an hour. Okay, and they have it's down in Georgia. They have it once a year.
Huh? So that's
It's
a
for
50.
charity. It's a 50.
Dang.
And he bought that. We put a bigger carburetor on it and got it. So we did that a couple years. That was fun.
Yeah.
But,
That thing was cool.
yeah, that was a fun bike to ride. Fun machine. Another SL70, really. And here's when we were at Sturgis. There's Evel Knievel's setup. Okay? When we were at Sturgis, look at he had a guard out there full time. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, and that was and he had probably 1 or 2 motorcycles in there and a golf cart. He had plenty of room. So, and this when I bought this bike, this is what it looked like here. It was a 19. This is my Yamaha. That first race bike. It was a 2000, or excuse me, 1972 MX 100. Pretty neat bike to have. But this
That thing's sweet,
is my first motocrosser that came off the floor as a motocrosser.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of good memories on this bike for sure.
That thing's cool. I never really seen Yamaha green.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Huh.
Here's a neat bike. I had a few of them. I'm down to one right now, but it's called a gyro. So it's got 2 wheels in the back. Okay. Only 1 wheel in the front. It was a great idea in the 80s, but just really never went over.
It looks neat.
Yeah. There's my run over QA50s that we have at the shop too. Here's my I only have one Harley Davidson in my collection. Okay. And this would be this right here. Okay?
Oh yeah.
It's they call it I think a 65 Harley. It's in really good shape.
Yeah.
I haven't ridden it for a while, but yeah, that's my only Harley I have in my collection.
Wow. Yeah, that looks rare.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool machine.
Nice.
And we come back. There's some more 70s here, a couple Expressos. I have one Yamaha here that came out of California that's got some hot rod parts on it.
Yeah.
And it was supposedly raced in the Elsinore Enduro race back in the 70s.
Really?
That would be really in the 60s. That had the aftermarket expansion chamber and a bunch of cool stuff on it. So
Oh yeah.
that's going to go to the shop one of these days. So you get enough room.
Yeah.
And we got some more small bikes and some more of this, like a pedal bike, pedal machines.
Nice, man.
Just got a little bit of everything.
What do you?
You spend your
It's
whole life
not
collecting.
it's not hoarding if you like what you're doing, or if your stuff's worth something. That's what it is.
It doesn't look. I mean, you take good care of it. It's not like you're piling
Right.
it in the corner,
Yeah. Yeah.
hoarding it.
This it's a dirty pillow, but my wife took all my old T-shirts and made made pillows out of them. So this is old Moto East. Some people will know that that they were in business in the early '70s. That's where I kind of got my start working there. I got that, and here I got this is a Bob Hanna, famous motocrosser, but he signed that. We did that for charity one year.
Nice.
So that's kind of cool.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Hanging on the Yamaha, like
Yeah.
his
Yeah,
his paint job there. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually that's a one of those 2 bikes. One of my guys won a championship on, so that's
nice.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Man. Yeah. Anything else that
Yeah.
you want to kind of show off?
No, that's about it. I think. Yeah. Can't go back and thank. I'll go upstairs and we got a bike up in the
Okay.
hall. But this is a 1999 a Seltzer Henderson, which the company started I think in '97, and they're going to compete with Harley Davidson, and up in Minnesota they started, and just did three good years, and then mismanaged the money or whatever.
Huh.
And it was kind of neat because you can see the crate on the end.
Yeah.
All the people that built it signed it,
Oh, nice.
and it was really a personal thing. And they had something going really good. It was fuel injection. It was really nice. So I think that's serial number 53. That was my dealer number. So that's never been started. So
Wow.
That's kind of a cool bike. And to get it up
That's
there,
really cool, yeah.
from down there,
Yeah.
okay, was a trick. I had a VMAX at my old house, but that's kind of cool.
Nice. All right. Well, we went through about I think everything that Tom owns as far as motorcycle wise.
Yeah.
But, man, really, thanks for having us out. It was really a pleasure looking at everything you had and doing it for the camera too. It was
I
awesome.
appreciate that, and good luck to you guys at 589
Yeah,
and
859.
859, 589. I'm dyslexic. You want to do that again?
We don't have
Okay,
to.
and
It's
you
okay.
can cut that or something.
That's all right.
But no, I appreciate you guys, and I know you guys are motorcycle people, and that's
Yeah, man.
really makes the world go around here.
Yep. So we'll definitely put it out. Look for it.
Yeah, shout out your shop.
Yeah. Beechmont
Oh,
Motorsports.
Beechmont Motorsports, and
Come out and check them out.
east side of Cincinnati, 752-0088. We've been in business for 46 years.
Everybody, thanks for watching. Subscribe for more content, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.